Hi, my name is Lena and welcome to my channel. I do videos about card prices and buyouts. Thank you to my 23 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys and I really hope you guys are finding these videos helpful. Today we will be going over Black Bolt White Flare because it's a massive set and it deserves a lot of attention right now because I'm seeing some shocking things, but you guys should see the entire set because it is quite impressive. I'm just going to go through and show you the entire set. I'm going to scroll through, but I'm going to go back to the front. These are the chase cards, but let me just show you real quick. There's all of this and this and this and this and this. This is the last or the first page. I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can look more. Do not worry because we will go through every single one, but we're just going to start with the starters, of course. I took the liberty to organize every single Pokemon from the Unova region in order of Pokedex. So that's why these cards are out of order. I wanted to see if there truly was a card for every Pokemon in the Unova Pokedex, and there almost are. Well, I guess there is actually. Well, you'll see. I also just figured it'd be much more helpful to pair all the evolutions together, and the best way to do that was to just order by Pokedex. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna start from the beginning. First Pokemon is Snivy, Servine, and Superior EX. Pignite and Tepig and Emboar, and Oshawott, Dua, and Samurott. The Oshawott is extremely popular. We have Patrat, Watchdog, Lillipup, Herdeer, and Stoutland. This line is pretty expensive. Purloin and Liepard. Liepard's getting expensive. Pansage and Simisage. Panseer and Simisear. Panpour and Simipour. Munna and Musharna. Pidove and Tranquil. And Unpheasant. Please feel free to pause if you want to stop and look at any of these cards, because I know there's so many good cards in this set. Blitzel, Zebrastrika, Roggenrola, Boldor, and Gigalith. Oops. Woobat and Swoobat. Had to flip it. And Drillbur and Excadrill EX. The Excadrill is like the cheapest SRI in the set. Onto Audino. Audino by Asaka Itu. Timber, Girder, and Conkeldurr. Timpole, Palpitoad, and Seismitoad. The very famous Shinji Kanda Seismitoad. And Throw and Sock. Sewaddle, Swadloon, and Leveni. Venipede, Whirlipede, and Scolipede. Cottony and Whimsicott EX, also pretty cheap. And Petalil. Lilligant, Basculin, and Sandile. Crocroc, Crocodile, Darumaka. Darmanitan, Maractus, Dwebble, Incredible Dwebble, Crustle, Scraggy, Scrafty, Sigilif, Yamask, and Kappa Gregus, Tortuga, Caracosta, Archon, Archeops, Trubbish, and Garbodor. I love these. And Archeops and Archon are jerky cards. Zorua, Zorark, Minccino. The Zorua is giving Lion King vibes. The Cinccino with the Minccino. Gothita and Gothorita. And you will notice that we skipped Gothitelle just now. That is one of the Pokemon that is not in this set directly. We also have Solosis or Booger Mew and Duosion. And look, a Runaclus is missing too. I wonder where they are. And yeah, and then there's Ducklet. Swana, pretty gorgeous. Vanilla Tamina Nakai. Vanillish, really awesome art. And Vanillux, I honestly think this line is one of the most popular lines in the set because it's incredible and super cute. And Deerling and Sasbuk. And then we have Emolga, Carablast, Bicomia, and Escavalier. Carablast is in danger by not just electricity. Fungus and Amoonguss. Amoonguss has always been a very healthy card in this set. It's always been a pretty strong card. Frillish and Jellicent EX. The Frillish looks like it goes with the Shrouded Fable Horsey. I think people like to pair it with that. Alola and Joltik, Higunasuke Joltik, and I know this Joltik is very loved. Galvantula, Ferroseed, and Ferrothorn. Ferroseed has been the cheapest card in the set for a very long time. One of my favorite trios, Clink Clang and Kling Clang. The Kling Clang is a Yukamori, and I'm in love with it. Tynamo, Electric, and Electros. I think the Tynamo is adorable and really awesome, and the Electric is really pretty too. Elgym, Behem, may have said it wrong. The Litwick line may be competing for most popular too. Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure. Axu, Fracture, and Haxorus. Fracture is super cute, but I think Haxorus is really overpriced. And Chepchu. Beartic is a Whisker card. Cryogono. And Shelmet. A Selgor. Stunfisk. Meanfu, Meanxiao, and Drudgegon, and Golett, Golurk, Ponard, Bisharp, Buffalant EX, Rufflet, and Bravery. Rufflet is Miki Tanaka, and I love that artist. Oops. And Vullaby, Mandibuzz, and Heatmore. I think the Vullaby is honestly really cute. And finally, I am on the last of illustration rares, and then all of the SIRs. Durant, Dino, Zoelius, Hydrogen EX, Larvesta, and Volcarona. And now I have the mythical Unova trio, Cobalion and Terrakion and Virizion. Technically, Thundurus and Tornadus are next in the Pokedex, so I did want to include these. These are promos that are included in the Black Bolt and White Flare ETBs. They are really cheap too, they're like less than $3. And now we get Legendary. Reshiram EX, Zekrom EX, the most expensive cards in the set. Landorus, which goes with the other genies, I guess. Kyurem EX, Keldeo EX, which I think is fantastic. Meloetta EX, and yes, Genesect is the last Pokemon in the Unova Pokedex. The last SIRs in the set is Hilda and End's Plan, and both of the cards do pretty well. So there is 69 illustration rares in Black Bolt and 70 in White Flare, so there's 139 illustration rares in the set. And for SIRs, there are 6 in Black Bolt and 6 in White Flare minus Hilda, so technically there's 14. I don't really want to do the math, it's like 150 something. Pokemon who didn't get anything, of course, it was Runaclus and Gothitelle, but they are actually in promos that were included in these text sticker collection blisters. I personally had no idea where these cards were from. I already owned the Runaclus because I just thought it looked cool, but this is really helpful to know, at least. Now, I do want to say part of the reason why I'm in love with this set is because the pull rates are extremely generous. The most generous pull rates in the Scarlet Violet era. I love it so much. It was the first set that I got an SIR from. I pulled the Hydrogen EX. But you can see that I really love this set. I have like two more behind me. And I recently bought the ETB because it's kind of blowing up. The ETB was like $120, but yeah, booster bundles used to also be like $45. Now they're $70. So the prices have gone up a lot because I think people caught on. Kind of was a nicely kept secret, but I really encourage people to pick up anything they can from the set before time runs out, because things do get scary in the marketplace. But either way, illustration rare chance, 1 in 6 packs, so you have a 17% chance to get an illustration rare. Keep in mind how many illustration rares I showed you the last 7-8 minutes. Yeah, with 139 illustration rares, you divide that by, I don't know what the math is, but it's not easy to get a specific card from this set. You are much better off buying it online because the chance of getting a specific card is super difficult. If you do get one, you're just very lucky, but it's very, very hard to pull a specific card from this set. But chances are you will get lucky and you will get something, so that is very valuable. I just wanted to show you my favorite illustration rares, but also some of the most popular illustration rares in the set. I don't own the Seismitoad, but it is a $200 Seismitoad. The Oshawa is nearing $90 right now. It was $50 a month ago, so I don't really like that. It's really, really fast growth. The Dwebble is very, very iconic. I have to give it credit. Booger Mew was a little bit of a hit when the set first came out too, so yeah. Tried to make the cheapest cards the tiniest and the expensive cards larger. Special illustration rares are a lot harder to pull. It's 1 in 72 packs, so it's like a 1% chance. And yeah, the most expensive cards is the Zekrom and Reshiram. The Zekrom is more popular. Otherwise, this set isn't really known for its SIRs. I'd say Keldeo is popular and Hydrogen is a hit and White Flare at least. But either way, the Unova legendaries are not that popular, so a set completely dedicated to Unova isn't expected to be the most popular anyways, but it's still really expensive. And Zekrom is over 500, I believe Reshiram may be a little under 500. Excadrill and Whimsicott around the $20 range. Buffalon is under $20, so there are some affordable SIRs, but this set is packed full of illustration rares that are fantastic, and that's where the set is getting the most attention. I did leave the price. Zekrom is 506 last time I checked, maybe more. Reshiram is 442, maybe more or less. Black and white rares is an exclusive rarity in this set. There's also a red rare for Victini. It's a 1 in 500 or to 1000 pack, so it's a less than 0.5% chance. And the Victini is kind of like a mythical card in itself because it's so hard to pull. Black Bolt Victini is 548 and the White Flare is 446. I find that funny. Now that I've shown you the beauty of it and how massive this set is, it's time to see the horror. I have Ducklet here. Ducklet is $27. It was a $16 card, now it's $27. I need to show you guys how many listings are in Black Bolt White Flare because 19 items sold is a lot for this set. It's actually a lot. The most unpopular card in this set has 100 and the most popular cards have 20. So that's why this amount of listings is still a large amount for Black Bolt White Flare. These are the cards. Look how many listings there are. Zekrom has 14. Seismitoad has 12. I'm not surprised about that. They're the most popular cards. Now, Oshawa has 23. I think it recently had a buyout because it was $50 like 2 weeks ago. Hydrogen EX, 24. That card has been super stable. Haxorus, 11 listings. Why Haxorus? Someone tell me, why does Hacksaws have 11 listings? It all looks really bad. It looks really bad. 16 listings for Volt Corona, 20 listings for Samurott, Lipard, 14 listings. Lilligant, 5 listings. Audino, 25. Embor, 30. Levani, 18. I have this sorted from high to low, and I'm skipping a few pages forward. Some of these cards that are less popular and cheaper have maybe 55 listings. They're still really low, like 38 listings, 9 listings for Palpitoad. That's a fresh buyout. Escavalier has 32. Dynamo has 70, surprisingly. Fungus has 22, and these are the cheaper cards. The least popular cards in this set may have maybe 70 listings, maybe 100 listings, but only if you're like a Maractus, because Maractus, it doesn't have a photo here. Oh, it has 81 listings. Someone is buying the Maractuses too. All of the listings are vanishing into thin air somehow, right? Somehow. Now that you're aware, you can see why ducklet is so expensive. $27.87 for a ducklet. That's what you have to pay. Timber, Girder, and Conkeldurr all had a buyout on May 29th. Oh, like 2 days ago, May 29th. Somebody wanted to buy them all. 49, 56 items sold, and 14. Yeah, those are not baby numbers for to be sold in one day. One day, all those little graphs down there. All I want you to notice is how big the disparity is between this one line all the way at the end going way up versus all of the smaller lines at the bottom representing low listings being bought. And you want to know the worst part? I always see the same 4 stores reposting these cards at triple the price, sometimes in the hundreds. It's always the same people that are left after these buyouts happen. This Alola Mola is, I've had many criticisms about it in my last videos. 17 items were sold in March 6th to March 8th. That doesn't sound like a lot, of course, but that's when all of this started for Alola Mola, and it's been getting overpriced ever since. Tepig, this is much more blatant. I know that's only a 1 month, but you can see Tepig has no interest in it. And then 31 were sold, and now it's $32 or $30.99. Carablast, my lovely Carablast, he was hit twice. 32 were sold March 30th to April 1st, and then another 49 were sold May 23rd to May 29th. Yep, Carablast is at $21. I bought him for $7. Now he's 21. Garbodor, 9 listings. That makes no sense. Garbodor is not that popular. Trubbish is a little, not Garbodor. I don't think this makes sense at all. April 27th to May 3rd, 29 were sold, and then again May 25th to May 31st, 29 were sold. So he was also hit twice. So sad. Poor Shelmet over here. 104 were sold May 23rd to May 25th. Poor Shelmet. I know he's only 718 now, but 104 Shelmet sold is really not a good look. Lilligant. I'm very sad about this Lilligant. 5 listings. 5. 33 were sold April 6th, and it all went downhill from there. And then another one happened like a few days ago. You can see that big graph right at the edge, but it all started May 6th for Lilligant, or sorry, April 6th. Yeah, I have all these listings here. Those are where all the listings that were left. Somebody had the nerve to repost a lightly played holofoil for $41.99. What nerve do these people have? Seriously, I don't know what's wrong with these people. These are the stores that I see. I'm just laying it out there. I don't have any proof of anything, so I can't claim anything, but these are the stores. Sandile, 7 listings again. 27 items were sold. Yeah, it all goes uphill from there for Sandile. Sandile was also an $8 card that I bought. Now he's 21 too. I know these cards are like kind of they deserve it, but also it doesn't happen like this. And this is what market manipulation looks like. It's not good when one person owns all of the same card. That means one person is buying. It's like getting all your money for this one card. That's not a good look. That's not good. That is market manipulation. And this is all 100% up for debate, but it just looks really bad when someone buys 104 Shelmets in one day. It looks bad. I don't know what to say. I don't think 104 people were staring at Shelmet on May 29th. I don't. Go Lurk is an example of a card that's clearly being forced to grow. I was sure Go Lurk would never move from $8. Now it's at $11. You can see how stubborn, how heavy Golurk is, but because it's gonna take a lot for Golurk, I know, but still, who's spending money on this? Pansage, this is disgusting. I don't know what to say. This disgusts me. It makes me want to barf. You know Pansage is very, very bad. It's a bad Pokemon. Lowest usage ever. No one uses it. It's only in the Gen 5 game, and it was in no other game until Legend ZA anyway, so clearly Nintendo didn't really want it around for a while. I don't know. Moderately played, $39. It was $8. $8 not that long ago. Now it says 24, but you know, somebody's listing a moderately played for $39, so clearly it's not $24. It clearly isn't. I know this video is a little going over time, but I have to show you guys the depth of how bad it is. I have 20 cards here alone, just 20 cards alone that had steep increases. Terrakion, last I checked, had 4 listings, 17 sold like a few days ago actually. More card shops that are posting it overpriced when all of the new mint and lightly played listings are bought. And I don't know whose credit or debit card these purchases went through. I really can't say it's a specific person. For all I know, these shops may have always had these inflated prices, but yeah, it's not a good look. Volcarona, there's only 7. $65.99. It says it's $53. Sorry, it's actually $65.99. December, it all started, and 20 were sold, and it slowly started growing, but then it steeply started growing more recently. 25 were sold May 25th. Yeah, it gets frightening seeing the ceilings these people are trying to hit. It really is. I don't really know what to say. This is how some people want to make money. I don't have the heart for this kind of stuff. I really don't. And yeah, more cards. You shouldn't be this expensive. It's suspicious. You shouldn't. Unpheasant. No. Crocodile. You shouldn't. Haxorus. Here's Haxorus. I had some proof. 37 were sold. Yeah, just that one bump, and then it started to grow after that. And I noticed Haxorus was starting to compete with Oshawott, and I was really looking at it in disbelief, thinking like, what is this tomfoolery? I don't know what to say. Dwebble, my beloved Dwebble, 30 were sold just May 29th to May 31st, so like yesterday. Yeah, 30 were sold. This is an iconic card. Somebody knows that these cards are going to be a huge hit in the future because it already is a hit now. And yeah, they did start getting a Dwebble. And finally, I have the horrendous Heatmore. There's a Durant cameo. Does someone want that Durant cameo? 117 were sold. Someone bought 117 Heatmores. I wonder how they feel about that. But yeah, anyways, that's this video. That's Black Bolt and White Flare. It is possible there may not be much panic because if there is no demand for the cards at these inflated prices, the price will have to come down. It's just how it works. But if we continue to see the persistent and multiple buyouts that I showed you today in this video, that kind of tells me that the sellers are not going to give up and they want a card to really succeed. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys are vigilant. Try to use your money wisely with this set. It is possible that if you're patient, a card you love may lower in price for you to take it. But either way, the set has kind of left this train station in terms of affordability lately. But But either way, I hope you guys found something really helpful in this video. I know it was a little long. I feel like everybody can find at least one card they love from this set. Even though it's in a little volatile state, it's still a really awesome set to watch. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. So yeah, thank you so much.